Good morning, students. Welcome in video lecture of electronic devices and circuits. We are discussing unit number 2, MOSFET and its DC analysis. In previous lecture, we discussed the point diode and active resistor. That point we are discussed on. That means in that how the MOSFET can be considered as the diode by connecting the gate to drain terminal, and for that condition whatever we are getting the output resistance, that means resistance at the output side, that we are considered one, or that we are discussed one, and for that how the transconductance it is affecting on that particular resistance, that we are discussed by considering the equation. Right. So these things we are discussed in a previous lecture, and before that one lecture we discussed the how the MOSFET it is acting as the switch, that we are discussed. These points, that means diode as an active resistor, as well as the DC analysis, as well as the MOSFET as the switch. These points we are discussing under the topic as the common MOSFET configuration. That means under this point we are discussing these things. Now today we are going to discuss the topic as the current sink and source, as well as another point as the current mirror. That point we are going to discuss under the topic as the common MOSFET configuration. So this is our today's topic. Now here the first point is the current sink. See, if you want to understand how the transistor or how the MOSFET it is operating as the current sink in that circuit, then we have to consider that or that particular MOSFET should be operated in a linear region. Are you remembering what is that linear region? The linear region, or we also called it as the ohmic region. In that current it is starting to flow from 0 to that particular, up to that particular, you can see that constant point, or whenever that particular you can say that VTH, that means we get to source voltage, it is reaches to that particular VTH point. Up to that whatever the current it is, linearly it is increasing, what that point we are considering, and that linear region, and in that linear region the resistance also you can see that relates that particular voltage and current, that region. So here if you think that that transistor should be, or that MOSFET should be operate in that particular region, then that particular MOSFET should be work in the linear region. That current sink it is should be considered in that linear region. Then how it is considered? See in this particular graph. See, normally I consider this particular graph for the N MOSFET here. I shown this particular in this slide, that N MOSFET graph. In this, if you are see this particular point as the linear region point, right here, see here, this particular point as a linear, that means this particular current it is starting flow, right, it is increasingly by considering linearly it is increasing for this particular VGS voltage or that particular VDS voltage, you can see that. Now VGS it is less than this particular VTH, but it is in an increasing position, and for that increasing position your current it is smallly it is increasing one, not that much one. And another thing is that VGS it is not reached to the VTH, that means there is no threshold voltage it is happening. So here a figure shows the output characteristics of the NMOS transistor by showing that this particular current sink region. Now the current sink in the sense it is in the, you can see that increasing that particular position, right? So increasing or dropping of that particular voltage current in the upward direction, you can understand this particular thing, right? Now here if the VDS it is less than the gate override voltage, then the transistor worked as that particular in this particular region. Now for this thing here, as I said that VDS it is less than threshold voltage. This is the one condition. And for this condition, if you remember this circuit diagram, in that we are applying the source to drain voltage. Even though our gate voltage is the less one, that it is not affecting that particular. That means source to gate voltage, source to drain voltage, it is not that much affecting on the this IDS current. But whenever the VGS it is increasing one, right? That means this VDS it is less than that gate override voltage. That's why we are getting this particular slope, right? So remember this thing. Now, in order to use the MOSFET as the okay, this is all about this first point. The first slide shows this particular all about the how the current thing it is work out. Now, in this again figure, it is shows that that particular graph it is shows that it is based on the NMOS transistor, and in this particular transistor, it is worked as the current sink, so that whatever the VB voltage here, VB voltage, it is the biasing voltage. Remember that thing, and it is having the fixed voltage, and the drain voltage applied to the transistor should be less than the gate override voltage. See, this condition should be you have to fulfill here. See, two conditions. One is the here your VDS it is less than that gate override voltage, no problem. In this position you are getting the current sink. Another position is that whenever the VB it is there, it is a biasing voltage which is applied at the gate terminal, and that voltage also you can say that the applied voltage, drain voltage should be at that condition, VB voltage condition. The VDS should be less than again the gate override voltage. Don't be confused here, because here for the current sink, here biasing voltage is also considered one, which is nothing but you can see that gate voltage, right? So it should be operated whenever the gate voltage should be, you can see that having some sort of the voltage to drive that particular transistor or MOSFET in a on condition, and during that current ID it should be flows one, right? And for this condition, VDS should be less as further that particular gate override voltage. Remember that thing. Don't be confused. VB it is considered our sake of understanding that it should be biased that particular voltage, so that VDS should be lesser one. Okay, lesser one. That is you have to remember. And once this particular threshold it is reached, that means before the reaching that threshold voltage, whatever the region it is getting on, it is called as the current sink position of that particular transistor, right? And in that position, that VDS should be less one as the gate override voltage, right? This is the thing. This is the all about the current sink. Now, what is meant by the current source? What is the all about the current source? See, now in order to use the MOSFET as the current source, right, this current source, it appears in the saturation region of that particular transistor operation. Saturation region of that particular transistor operation. See here, if suppose you want to get that particular MOSFET as the constant current source, then your ID should be constant, right? And when it is ID should be constant, whenever your threshold voltage it is reached by that particular VGS. That means VGS whenever it is greater than threshold voltage, you will get that ID it is a constant voltage. So according to the output characteristics of the MOSFET, the current in the saturation region is a constant. Therefore, if we operate the MOSFET in a saturation region, it will work as the constant current source, because you will getting the constant current in that particular region. Now see here in this position. Whenever this VGS it is reaches to this particular threshold voltage VTH, or it is greater than that threshold voltage, at that time you will get this IDS as the saturation current. Now in that saturation current you are getting the constant current, and this constant current works as the current source for that particular operation. Getting my point? So here, in order to get this particular, you have to consider this point. And from this figure, if VDS is greater than gate voltage, override voltage, then the drain current flowing through the device is the constant, right? That means even though you are that applying the VDS, right, which is increased one, it is increased one. At that position also you are getting the constant current, and this situation you are getting as the current source. And here the current source, it is called as the saturated current, denoted as the ISAT. It is denoted as the I saturation. Right? Understanding this particular point? So this is about the current source. Now, in this current source, figure shows the current source circuit based on the NMOS. In this, the condition to operate the transistor as the current source is that the VB applied the biasing voltage which reaches the, you can see that maximum voltage of that particular thing, and which creates the inversion here, right? See, if you remember the biasing concept of that particular MOSFET, in that it is said that whenever that base voltage, not base voltage, biasing voltage, not a base voltage, VB is not a base voltage, it is a biasing voltage. So whenever the biasing voltage it is getting sufficient to that particular gate terminal, at that inversion layer it is generated one, and once the inversion layer it is created in that channel, then that channel it is allows the source, whatever the source terminal it is having the majority carrier, it allows to flow that majority carrier towards the drain current. Okay, so and if it is happens one, then that particular, you can see that drain to source current it is starting flows. This is the situation. So VB it is important one, and once the inversion region created, it will allows the, or it will flow the that particular that current it is flowing through that particular device, and it acts as the current source when VDD it is greater than the gate overdrive voltage. The important application of the current source is it can work as the load resistance in amplifier circuit with the larger load resistance value. Larger load resistance value. Right? That means VDD, it is important one now in this case, because if the VDD it is greater than the gate override voltage, then your source current it is obviously it is current flowing through that particular thing. Right? As it here inversion layer it is created one. Remember that thing. Now, this is up to this particular point we discussed the current sink and source. Now, what is mean by current mirror? Now, current mirror in this circuit is, it is the, you can get simple current source which gives the constant current. Constant current whenever it is giving, that it is called as the current mirror. Now, here it is a this particular circuit it is based on the principle, if the gate to source voltage of the two identical MOSFET is the equal, then the drain current flowing through them is equal, and this particular circuit it is shown in this particular figure. Now see what here they want to say here. In this circuit, that means what is exactly current mirror circuit? Whenever there is the constant current it is flowing in that region, it is called as the current mirror. And when it is happen, when you are considering the two same kind of that particular MOSFETs you are connected in that circuitry, and they are having the same current flowing through them. At that time, same current it is flowing through them. At that time, that particular circuit it is called as a current mirror. That means whatever the one MOSFET it is having that particular current, ID current, that current it is same flowing through the another MOSFET. This situation is called as the current mirror. And when it is happen, whenever there is they are having the same biasing concept, right? same voltage gate source of that identical equal, when it is happen, when the gate to source voltage it is same for that equal MOSFETs, same for that equal MOSFETs. See in this figure here, this particular VDD, which is considering the R reference for this particular thing, this it is connected to this particular gate of these two identical MOSFETs M1 and M2. And for this M1 and M2, if they are equal one, then they are having that whatever the current I which is flowing through this particular drain terminal, it is equal one. Constant current it is flowing one. So this equal current, it is nothing but your current meter. Whatever it is flowing in this current drain terminal in the M2, that current it is same for this particular M1. So it is called as the current mirror. Okay. Now by neglecting the channel module for the both transistor, see, we are considering the two transistor MOSFET. We are not considering the modulation of that channel length in that particular operation. By considering that, if we are considering this particular situation, then we will get this particular equation as I reference. It is calculated as m small m, that particular parameter COX, and whatever the gate to source voltage and this threshold voltage. By using this particular thing, we are getting the current I reference, and that particular output current at the output side, it is calculated by same thing, right? That means this ratio it is equals. This ratio it equals. That means here we are getting the I out is equal to I reference. That is nothing but the current period. That is nothing but the current period. See in this figure, previous figure, here I reference which is considered one. This and this I out for this both transistor. It is obtained from this particular equation. Right. Now the key property of the circuit is that it allows the precise copying of the current with no dependent on the process or temperature. There is no any other dependence of process or temperature. The ratio of I out and I reference given by the above ratio, it is the dimensions of the two transistors. Ratio of the two device dimensions of the two transistors. It is nothing but other than this particular thing. Right? Whatever the ratio we are getting one, it is the again ratio of the device dimensions of the two transistors. Two transistors, that means MOSFETs. Remember that. Now, again, in basic current mirror circuit, we have neglected the channel modulation. In practice, for the short channel device, it results significant error in a mirror current. So, by considering the channel length modulation effect for the bias, for the basic current mirror circuit, the current equation for the both transistor can be rewritten as. That means even though we are considering that in the mirror circuitry, we are neglecting the, you can say, channel modulation, channel length modulation. But in practice, what happens there, it is getting some sort of the error. So by considering that thing, we have to consider the channel length modulation effect. And by considering that, we are getting this particular equation as ID1 is equal to M1 cos OX. This equation gives that particular thing for the one, that means first MOSFET, and another it is giving as the ID2 as the for the another MOSFET, by considering the VDS1 and VDS2 respectively. Right. Now here, see in this particular thing. Right, see in this particular thing. In order to suppress the effect of the channel length modulation, the cascade current mirror circuitry, it is used one, and that is shown in this particular figure. Here the V1 and V2 two voltages are considered one. Okay, for that particular I out and that particular tracking of that I reference. Okay, and from this we are getting that equation as VGS4, because we are considering 4 MOSFETs here. So VGS4 plus V2, right? It is giving that particular VGS3 plus, that means it is equal. Whatever we are getting this particular here gate voltage and this particular V2 voltage, V1 voltage, this is for this M3 and for this V1, whatever we are getting the voltage, that is equal to the voltage for this particular M4 and this V2. If this is then VGS3 is equal to VGS4, and if you are cascading this thing, that means whatever we are getting this particular VGS3, it is equal to this VGS4. Here whatever we are getting the VGS, right? This VGS and this VGS, it is the same one. And for that, if it is same one for this M3 and M4, right? This VGS and whatever that thing, that again V1 and V2 again they are equal to 1 for this M2 and M1. So from this we are getting that this all entirely, if they are equal 1, obviously they are giving the I reference and I out is equal to same. They are giving the same. That's why it is called as the mirror one. That's why it is called as the mirror one, current mirror. Are you understanding? If we are neglecting this particular channel modulation concept, then it is giving some sort of the error. And to avoid that particular error, and by using that particular concept, again, to suppress whatever the effect of the channel length modulation concept, we are cascading the, you can say that, MOSFETs. And by using that cascading concept, again, if you are considering the M3 and M4 as the two MOSFETs here, then whatever the VGS3 you are getting here and VGS4 we are getting here, it is again considering this particular VGS3 plus V1 and VGS4 plus V2. So these are again equal one summation. By considering that condition, if VGS3 it is equal to VGS4, and if it is then the V1 it is equal to V2, and if these are equal to 1, same one, then I reference and I out are they are again equal. So this is nothing but our current mirror. Okay, are you understanding this particular thing? So students, today we discuss the current source, current sink and current mirror. This effect we are discussing. Current sink, it happens the linear region. Current source, it is happen in the saturation region. And current mirror, whenever the two identical MOSFETs we are considering one, at that time whatever the drain current it is flowing in that MOSFET, that are equal one. Even though modulation concept we are considering channel length modulation, for neglecting that error we are considering the cascading concept. In that concept also we are getting the current mirror effect. That means R reference and I out are same for that particular. So today is this is all about this particular topic. If you are having any query related to that, you can ask me anytime, and be in touch, be safe and study well. Thank you very much.